Really, Fani Willis, the race card, I don't think that's going to work. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis alleging that racism is behind the allegations against her as it relates to her improper relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. Now, there is so much here. There are so many reasons why her assertion is totally bogus. But first things first, let's back up. Let's get a little bit of context just so we're on the same page with each other. Now, you see Miss Fani Willis right in the center of the picture next to Nathan Wade on the right-hand side. Now, here's the allegation. In November of 2021, Nathan Wade has no real experience in this realm. He was a municipal judge handling traffic tickets, and he had a private practice focusing on contracts and family law. He was Judge Joe Brown at best, Judge Judy at best, Judge Mathis at best. Now, all of a sudden, he's put onto the election interference case involving Donald Trump and a bunch of other people, okay? Now, allegedly, they had an improper relationship before she brought him on. In November 21, she brings him on. The next day, he files for divorce from his wife. Yes, he's still married in 2024. Now, right after the allegation of them having an improper relationship was brought about by one of the defendants in the Trump case, Fani Willis was subpoenaed to court in his divorce. And that will be a deposition that's videotaped, and we'll probably see it on January 23rd. Right around then, we'll probably get our hands on the footage. Now, if this is all about racism and it's not really a real thing, then why did, I presume, his wife's lawyers subpoena you to court? Are you going to say that she is a racist? I don't think so. She's probably black. And even if she was white, are you going to accuse this man's wife of doing something wrong when you allegedly are fornicating with a married man? But different story, I digress. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the allegation. You see, since I believe January of 22, Miss Fani Willis's DA's office has paid Mr. Nathan Wade $650,000 US. And of course, anything that goes through their office must be signed off by Fani Willis and paid for by the taxpayers of Fulton County, Georgia, the Atlanta metro area. All right. Now, allegedly, he's been taking her on lavish trips, vacations, wineries in California, cruising in the Bahamas, all of that on the taxpayer dime in Fulton County, Georgia. So is it racism? When you're talking about there's paperwork that says in a 24-hour period, he got paid every single hour of the 24 hours to the tune of $250 US per hour. Is that racism, or are we talking about a potential crime here? You have an employer and a vendor, and the employer is getting kickbacks allegedly. And is it racism when you're accused of doing a very similar thing in the Young Thug case? We'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, let's hear Miss Fani Willis defend herself in church of all places. Yes, in church. And I will link to all these clips in the box. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
God, you did not tell me that people would call me the N-word more than they call me Fani. You did not tell me as a woman of color, it would not matter what I did. My motive, my talent, my ability, and my character would be constantly attacked.
Now, a little bit of context. She is reading a letter she wrote to God. This is in church, by the way. And I have a lot to say, but I'm going to just continue.
You did not tell me that the people would think they required of me perfection and flawless. God, why would you send this imperfect and very flawed woman to that position? God, you did not tell me my home would be swept multiple times for bombs. Or that most days and nights that I would spend them in isolation because that was the safest place to be. You forgot to mention, Lord, that I would have to abandon my home. You forgot to mention the loneliness of this position. And you certainly didn't tell me about this stress.
Okay, so that's okay. So basically, let me just pause here.
Hold it.
She's using this whole race card. I got called the N-word, and because I'm black, they questioning me. Well, here's the thing about it. Now, you have other black people in a similar space as you dealing with Trump. Let's go to New York City right quick. New York State. We have Alvin Bragg, the New York Attorney General, NYC Attorney General out there who has charged Trump with some crimes. Then you have the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, who has charged Trump and is trying to sue him. Are they accusing Letitia James of having an improper relationship with somebody? Are they accusing her of embezzling money allegedly? Are they accusing her of any kind of scamming? Are they accusing Alvin Bragg of any kind of scamming? You have a black male and a black female in New York State and New York City doing the exact same thing that you're doing, but somehow you're the only one with these kind of allegations against you. So again, I ask, is it about race or is it about you allegedly doing something you shouldn't be doing? Now, we have more here. We got a few more clips. Let's get to the next one. Here, she's talking about Nathan Wade, the prosecutor, who, by the way, she allegedly brought on improperly without going through the proper channels. Let's hear this.
But dear God, are you listening? Why does Commissioner Thorne and so many others question my decision in a special counsel? Lord, you're flawed, hard-headed, and imperfect child. I'm a little confused.
Why you keep talking about you're imperfect and you're flawed and you're hard-headed? Is it because maybe you're trying to halfway admit that you did something you shouldn't be doing with Nathan Wade, that y'all were traveling around the world using that money? Are you going to try to feign ignorance here? You know you can't just do whatever you want to do with the taxpayer dime, Miss Fani Willis. You know that. As a DA, as a lawyer, and your man allegedly is a judge and the lawyer, y'all know the law more than the common man, and ignorance is no excuse of the law. So I don't want to hear this preemptive excuse right now, but let's continue.
I appointed 3 special counsel, as is my right to do, paid them all the same hourly rate. They only attacked one. I hired one white woman, a good personal friend and great lawyer, a superstar, I tell you. I hired one white man, brilliant, my friend, and a great lawyer. And I hired one black man, another superstar, a great friend, and a great lawyer. Oh Lord, they gonna be mad when I call them out on this nonsense. First thing they say, oh, she gonna play the race card now. But no, God, isn't it them who's playing the race card when they only question one? Isn't it them playing the race card when they constantly think, I need someone from some other jurisdiction in some other state to tell me how to do a job I've been doing almost 30 years. God, why don't they look at...
Okay, so basically,
one white...
she's trying to say that the questioning of Nathan Wade being hired as special counsel is racism. That question is racism because he's the only one of the 3 who's black. Well, maybe it's because records allegedly show that the money that you or your office is paying them is going right back to you, that you guys are going on trips and whatnot all over the country, all over the world on the taxpayer's dime. And he's married. And you know, Miss Fani Willis, that infidelity can be used against you in the court of law in Georgia. Yes, it can. Oh, yes, it can. Absolutely. So maybe that's the reason why it's a question and not because he's black. I don't care if he's black, white, Puerto Rican, Candy stripe. It doesn't really matter. It's the illegalities of what you're doing, allegedly. Now, let's check this.
Wasn't it them that attacked this lawyer of impeccable credentials? The black man I chose has been a judge more than 10 years. Run a private practice more than 20.
Judge Joe Brown at best. Judge Mathis, Judge Judy, Judge Dredd, Judge Jerry Springer at best.
Represented businesses in civil litigation. I ain't done, y'all. Served as a prosecutor, a criminal defense lawyer, special assistant attorney general. Won Chief Justice Robert Benham Award from the State Bar of Georgia. You know, they ain't just giving this to black men. How come God, the same black man I hired, was acceptable when a Republican in another county hired him and paid him twice the rate? Come on.
Now, but okay, was that Republican going on trips and all of that all around the country, all around the world? Was that other Republican fornicating with this guy, allegedly? That's the point that you seem to kind of not be addressing. That is the actual problem. It's not about him being black. It's about y'all's relationship, allegedly.
Oh, y'all ain't hear me. In another county, the elected official has the authority to pay him twice the rate. Why is the white male Republican's judgment good enough, but the black female Democrats not? Now,
this is why, you know, can I say something right quick? Can I just be a little bit candid, a little bit just open and honest? The nonsense happening here at this church is part of the reason why the church is dead. The black church is dead. I'm sorry. You know, if you got a church, you go to church. I'm not saying anything against you, but this kind of stuff right here, it's far too common, and it's just unproductive. It's a bunch of lying going on. People are applauding the lying. It's just a big mess, man. Really, you'd be better off just being at the house, reading your Bible if you're into the church. If you're into religion like that, just read your book at home. I'll leave it right there. There's more to this, but you get the idea. She's trying to defend Nathan Wade, her alleged boyfriend, who's still married to his wife. And again, she has been subpoenaed to the actual divorce proceedings. So again, I ask Ms. Willis, the allegations against you are because of your alleged improper relationship with this man. How it's affecting the case. You brought him on without going proper channels, and the money that you gave him through the office has gone right back to you. That's called a kickback at a certain point, and you could go to jail for that. So is that racist to make that allegation? Is it racist for his wife's lawyers to bring you to court in their divorce? If there's nothing there, why are you being summoned to court? And why has this divorce been going on since 2021 and it's now 2024? It doesn't take that long. Trust me, I know. But as I close, I want to say this. You're playing the race card. It's pretty simple. It's pretty obvious. Everyone in that church who was applauding and clapping ought to be ashamed of themselves. And again, this is part of the reason why the church is dead, because of nonsense like that goes on completely unchecked. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you believe Fani Willis? Do you not believe Fani Willis? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I do not believe this woman at all. I think where there's smoke, there's fire. There's too many things going on. Racism, I think not, because some of the same things can be alleged against you when it comes to the Young Thug case. Obviously, Young Thug, he black, you black. Nathan Wade, Donovan Big Nut Thomas, your other alleged ex-boyfriend, they're all black. So where is the racism there? Please stop. You should be quiet, because we might have some court action coming against you, and you don't want to incriminate yourself, Miss Fani Willis. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.